It's October, which means it's Halloween month. Sort of. To mark the occasion of this creepy month, we're now going to make the next 2 lists based on horror. We have a busy schedule for this month, so we might not be able to finish up both videos within the month itself, but we'll do what we can.
And the first list is about the unsettling or disturbing themes you can find in the series. There's a lot of dungeon and cutscene themes that can outright unsettle us, and we really want to highlight which ones we find to be the most unsettling.
Some of these themes can be outright scary as well, but since not everything really frightens us, we have decided to call the topic of this list Unsettling, since that should pretty much cover everything from unsettling and beyond.
We rank these based on how unsettling we can find them. For a theme to be unsettling, it has to set the right mood, and of course, it never hurts for it to help create an atmosphere or set an unsettling mood to the scene we're witnessing in the games.
So let us not stall any longer. We're the owners of Triforce. I'm owner 1.
And I'm owner 2, and here's our list of the top 10 unsettling themes in Zelda. This is a sort of theme that hasn't gotten a whole lot of recognition when it comes to disturbing or unsettling themes. Honestly, we find it pretty unsettling. Not that it was very scary riding a train through these woods, even if it was a little cool, but imagine being lost in a forest yourself.
This could very well be the perfect theme to set a sort of scary mood for you. The slow and light tone with the occasional darker ones behind it does set for an unsettling mood. It makes it sound like something's following you. Not very scary, but a bit unsettling.
This, of course, is the Twilight in Twilight Princess. It's definitely not the scariest theme out there to us, but it certainly is one of the most atmospheric.
The Twilight is a very interesting place to us, and we found it so exciting to explore these lands covered in darkness. As you looked around, weird beasts were roaming the fields, and you can use the wolf's senses to see the Hylians and their reactions to these weird happenings.
The music makes it feel all so mysterious, but at the same time very unsettling. Yes, this darkness was very sudden and weird, but when you see the reactions of the Hylians, it's obvious that they're scared, and this theme really helps set the mood for this.
The theme is very varied with dark and heavy tones, but also high and light tones, making this a very interesting, but also an unsettling experience.
The Silent Realm can be two things, either very calm and nice,
or chaotic and terrifying. As soon as you awaken the Guardians, the music becomes incredibly tense and stressful, and this is a perfect fit for a chase sequence.
It's got a high tempo with a heavy beat, and there's nothing else to do than to panic and run as fast as you can. This theme is actually very scary in the right situation, but it's at least unsettling nonetheless.
The Dark Palace isn't really all that creepy of a place, but the music? We find it pretty darn unsettling.
The piano here really sets the tone inside this, well, Dark Palace. It's mostly without a lot of light, so wandering around in these rooms and hearing this is pretty disturbing. Imagine if you'd walk around in dark rooms of a palace yourself while hearing this.
As you all know, this is one of our very favorite dungeons in the series. Its setting is fantastic, and the theme here really helps create a creepy atmosphere.
It isn't as much music as it is a bunch of sounds of drums, pretty creepy noises that sound like souls wailing, and tiny melodies that creates a very ambient theme. It makes it creepy, and it fits so well with this very dark dungeon placed in the desert.
The Econo Region is very horror themed, with the undead creatures roaming the area and death being a symbol everywhere. This music really sets the mood for this creepy, deserted, and almost dead place.
It is very unsettling, but we don't find it as unsettling as many others. This might be because the same melody is clearly used in 3 other areas as well, which makes it a bit less creepy to us. But nonetheless, it is an unsettling piece of music, and deserves its place on this list. Twilight Princess really does have a good number of very unsettling themes, and this is no exception. It's called Light and Darkness, and it's played during the cutscene where Sant, very creepily, whispers to Midna that he needs her help.
If that wasn't enough already, the slow, light tones and the background noise getting more and more tense helps making the scene even more unsettling, and making Zant seem creepier as a villain. This theme could fit with a lot of different settings, cause just by its own, it does sound very disturbing. Skol Woods is a pretty creepy dungeon with darkness, wallmasters and gibdos everywhere. This theme is very slow paced with a creepy piano tune, and not to mention some background noises that makes it all the more unsettling.
With this dungeon being placed in a forest, just imagine you trying to find your way out after getting lost. This is a kind of theme that would really freak us out if we'd ever get stuck in a situation like that. If there's one theme that would fit into just about every horror movie out there, it's the scared theme from Twilight Princess.
It's played during the cutscene in Kakariko Village when you're about to collect Eldin's tears, and we witness the fear and tension among the Ordonian children along with the villagers of Kakariko.
It fits well with this cutscene. No one knows what's going on, and there are otherworldly monsters outside. But a theme like this could also fit with a huge number of other scary situations, which we think makes it a really great one when it comes to unsettling themes.
Maybe we are overrating it, and maybe we aren't, but still, we find this theme very unsettling even after all these years.
The dungeons this theme belongs to are filled to the brim with horror elements of all kinds. Undead enemies, traps, illusions, torture and execution devices, etc. We especially find it fitting with the Shadow Temple, which lets you know what it is right away.
Shadow Temple. Here is gathered Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. When you consider what has happened here, with all the prisoners and people executed, it's easier to see how the theme fits so well with this place.
You hear wailing voices, both high and low ones.
I can't find the comment again, but I remember very well someone on YouTube calling it the theme of tormented souls, which describes this theme perfectly.
And if you consider the drum beats that are played to be the work of the boss of this dungeon, Bongo Bongo, it makes it even more unsettling, thinking that it beats the drums while watching over you, walking around in this godforsaken place.
So, that's one of 2 Halloween videos out of the way. What do you think of these choices? Do you find any other themes particularly unsettling? Leave it in the comments, and of course, throw us a like if you happened to like this video.
And if you subscribe right now, you'll know exactly when our next video is out, which is the list of the top 10 creepiest things in Zelda. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.